Okay, so let me tell you that I'm not very good at Photoshop, but I have some skills, okay? I'm going to use this photo as a base. I'm gonna try to make him bald so that I will apply any hair that I want on him. And yeah, we're gonna use it as a base. I tried to find a picture that he was looking straight to the camera, and it was really hard to find because he usually turns his head, but I found it. Right now I'm gonna try to remove his hair. I don't know if I'm going to succeed, but we'll see. So the first thing that I'm going to do is... How am I gonna do this? I haven't thought about it. I've never done such a thing before. I duplicated this layer and then I created a mask. I'm going to cut him out in the mask and then remove his hair. Let's go. I'm going to use the pen tool to make the selection. Is this going to be also a Photoshop tutorial? I don't know. Do you want it to be? I probably put timestamps in the video so that you will be able to see the result straight away without looking at the whole video if you don't want to learn about how I'm doing this. So I'm choosing from the paths window this thing right here, and it selects the path. So I'm going to delete it. I basically masked it out, and then in the layer underneath that I'm going to use the stamp tool and just do this. I'm not erasing it, but I'm making it as the background. Okay, so this is the first step. Then after that, I'm going to apply a photo of a bald person in order to have this base. I didn't find other bald people that looked directly straight in the camera, so I'm just gonna use this picture. And it's also kind of blurry, but we're going to fix that with the brush, I think. We'll see. I'm just selecting again with a pen tool his head. So what do I do with this? I have no idea. I'm going to create a mask as well, and then I'm going to use the eraser with not a lot of hardness. Actually, we don't want a lot of hardness because if the brush size is this, the affected area is gonna be this. If you have very little hardness, that's what I meant. So let's try this one and we'll see. Yeah, this is better. So it's gonna be kind of like that. And then we're gonna select it and we're going to use in the adjustments menu, hue and saturation. And we're gonna change the colors so that they match Hyunjin's. Basically, we're going to erase and recreate and erase and recreate until we reach the result that we want. Even though the color matches, as you can see, it still needs a lot of work. So I'm going to delete this part right here because there are some hard edges. And then we're going to use the brush to create the skin that we want. So when you have the brush tool selected, and you press Alt. While you have it pressed down, this is going to appear. This is the eyedropper. This is how it's called. Yeah, this is the eyedropper tool. So you select exactly the color that you want, and when you release the Alt button, it becomes a brush again. I'm going to create a new layer to do that, and I'm going to name it Paint Skin. Painted Skin. And then we're recreating the skin exactly like we want it. So the only problem with this is that if the picture is pixelated, it doesn't have a very good resolution. The parts where you brush are going to be very apparent. So you don't want to use this tool very much. Or if you use it, you have to use it everywhere if you want a very realistic result. Okay, so this looks obviously very airbrushed, so we're going to apply some noise in that. So there are a lot of ways you can do that. One way is to add noise, you know, the amount that you think is appropriate. You're gonna see with your eyes, obviously. So yeah, it looks kind of better. Now, let me try and make this better. Okay, so I'm going to leave the base like this. It took me like half an hour to make it, but I'm pretty okay with this one. I couldn't recreate his ears because in the original photo they weren't showing. But it's okay. I like this. He looks kind of like an elf. The first hairstyle that I wanted to try on him was this one. I know this is a girl, but it doesn't matter, right? I was really imagining him with shaved head but blonde. I really like this thing on men, so I'm going to try it on him. Maybe a lot of you will say, oh, this will not look good on him. What are you talking about? This sucks. Well, this is my imagination, okay? Leave me alone. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to get the hair. Like, there are a lot of ways you can do that, but I always forget. I always Google it, I find it out, I experiment, stuff like that, and then I forget. You know why? Because I never do things like that. If you don't practice, whatever you will learn, you will forget eventually. Yeah, I use a lot of Photoshop in my everyday life because I am a graphic designer. Okay, this is not the appropriate photo. Okay, this was not a good angle. So I have other pictures as well. Let me try this one. Select Guys, select similar and then it selects every part that has kind of the same color as this one. Obviously they have a very different head. She has a very small forehead. He has a little bit wider one. So you can see right here that her forehead is much smaller than his. So we're going to just use, I don't know, a liquify tool. We can do it in a lot of ways, but I'm gonna choose the easiest one and the fastest one because, like we said, this is not a tutorial. We're just doing this for fun. Guys, I don't like it. I think it should have been a little bit shorter. Take the brush, take, like, for example, the same color and then do a little bit of this, and it seems like it's hair, you know. So we could have done like a lot of things like that in order to make the hair look, you know, like they're coming out of his scalp instead of being like that. Okay, so this is the first look, and I think it looks pretty good on him. So we're gonna try another one now. What if we try to make curly hair? That would be so fun. Okay. Wait, what? His forehead is gonna look so different, but it's okay. He reminds me of the kid from the Terminator. You know, he was wearing a leather jacket and he had hair like that and he was young. That's basically him. Okay, I have to say that this hair don't look that good on him. So yeah, Hyunjin, if you're watching this, don't do this. Do the previous one. Don't do this one. This is going to be such a disaster, let me tell you. I don't know how to fix this. Yes, I'm a graphic designer. Yes, I use Photoshop all the time, but this is too much of a mess. Okay, so this is the last one. I don't think I can do any better in this, but in results, I think this looks better on him. This looked not that bad, but not as good as the other one. And this was the worst. But I think that if he would create this look with an actual professional doing his hair, he would look good in that too. Thank you so much for watching. I do videos about K-pop sometimes, so if you want, you can subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks, bye.